Oh, look at my hair. What is that? Where's, oh, it's my friend. It's my little side where I sleep and I rub them, break them. It's my little dinky tree. Okay, so David is actually still working on hides in the building. So it is 5 o'clock, and I am here dealing with, hey Billy, I'm here dealing with bubble wrap, and he is still working on some hides because they had a meat hunt at the OMCDA last night. So he is still dealing with the hides from the OMCDA hunt last night. And so I'm running solo right now. He might pop in a minute and have time to say hi. But I don't know if he will or not. So I'm also packing a bag, but I'm trying to be careful so that nobody can see what I'm packing. And I use these big things of wrapping paper. Oh gosh, we've had to dip into Christmas early because I didn't understand fully the commitment. But when you sell Christmas items and you need to display and take pictures and stuff like that of the Christmas items, then you have to put up Christmas early, have a place to store all the little ornaments that I'm doing, and take the pictures with the Christmas stuff in the background. It's amazing at how far ahead of the rest of the world you have to be when your husband has an Etsy shop and he's really wanting to push Christmas inclined items. So it's been, normally we are an after Thanksgiving first week in December kind of family, but oh my God. So he's been turning some of the leftover hides and cutting them up for me and finding the big willow logs, and he's been letting me make like reindeer. So we're using the pelts of the animals to wrap a willow chewed log, or there's the willow logs, and then we're buying those little laser cut antlers and we're turning them into reindeer. So reindeer, real fur reindeer. And then we've made a bunch of Christmassy gnomes for people. Like this one I made with a particular request for a local lady. And so in order to display and take pictures and notify people, like David's got 2 shipments going out, one going to Pennsylvania, one going to Utah on Monday. So in order to be able to have the pictures for his website and stores and to keep people aware of what's available for Christmas purchases so they can order it and get it in time for Christmas, which means we've had to have Christmas explode in our house last week, basically, full on, because I had to put my little stubby tree up so I can hang and display the ornaments when I take photos and take pictures. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've had quite the whirlwind this weekend. I posted reindeer photos, really just thinking, well, I might sell a couple before David takes the rest of them to the vendor sale he has in Cookeville on December the 3rd. Oh no, I sold all of them. Plus I've got 2 that have already been claimed and paid for. They're just waiting for the next antler delivery. So I've got 6 more sets of antlers coming, 2 of which are already claimed. So I've only got 4 more reindeer that I can make that are open for sale. I've begged the lady for 8 more sets of antlers, but apparently whoever laser cuts these, they're not making many of them, and you can go online, but they start to get super expensive. And so at the price that I can pay for them, I've requested 8 more sets if she's able to get them. Apparently they're not making them as readily as they did the last couple years, which I don't understand, but okay. And so I'm begging for 8 more sets because if I try to buy them anywhere else, then I start spending quite a bit for them. But because I don't want a reindeer in my house, this is what I've decided to do. I'm going to actually get me just like a big round of firewood that's dry, and I'm going to wrap it with a couple of beaver pelts that we've kind of cut up for everything else. I'm going to wrap and mix, match, and kind of put them together, make a little puzzle, and put it together so you can't really see where the edges are. But before I wrap the log, I'm going to drill 2 holes and I'm going to sink real deer antlers into the top of the log, smaller ones, not big ones. Then I'm going to wrap it with beaver pelt, put the pretty nose and eyes and stuff. And I actually got realistic animal eyes coming that are different colors. So that'll be a change. And I'm going to make me a large one, like a 2-foot tall one, to put in my living room. But then I also thought we had some coyote pelts that David was fixing to just cut the tails off of and sell the tails, and then allow me to cut the pelts up for other stuff. And I went, whoa, wait. I want to take the logs, the smaller ones like the reindeer are made out of, and use the butt end of the coyote with the tail attached, wrap it to the log where it looks like at the bottom it's got its, it have its tail attached, and then make it ears and the nose and the eyes. So it'd be a little coyote made from coyote fur with its own little tail. When the cats hear me in the kitchen, they try to get in this windowsill and annoy me, and so they're all like trying to get in the window ledge to like say, hey lady, let me in. Annoying. But yeah, so I'm going to make real little coyotes, and I might make a couple of real little raccoons with their fur and their tail attached on the little logs. And then I'm going to make the reindeer however many antlers I get. And so I'm getting super creative right now, but it's also like, it's stuff that we can't necessarily ship, so it has to go to the local vendor sales. That's just the only way. So now I have had several people desire to order the gnomes and ship them to other states, and if they want to pay the shipping, hey, more power to you. So I have had some opt to just bite the bullet and pay the shipping because they wanted the gnome so bad, because apparently nobody's ever seen anything like this before. I don't know, it's kind of normal for my neck of the woods, but apparently people have never seen these things before. So I have had several orders go out to other states, and they've been like, that's fine, we'll pay the shipping, that's not a big deal. And I'm like, okay. So as long as they understand. And I can't, like, shipping is actually going up right now because of the holidays. I don't understand why the Postal Service does that, but it's going up right now because of the holidays, and it's irritating. It's irritating because this is like one of their busiest seasons, because they're going to make a butt ton of money anyway, but they have to raise their price even though their business is fixing to skyrocket through the roof. I just think that's skeezy, but that's just me. So when I wrap stuff for Christmas, I use like these big, huge rolls of wrapping paper to wrap stuff that doesn't need like a lot of bubble wrap. And that way you get the packaging paper, but it's also kind of cute and it's Christmassy, and people seem to enjoy it. So, but yeah, so David is actually still working on furs, and he was going to try to be in here, but he's just got too much going on right now, and I understand that. So he said to say howdy. If he got done in time, he'd jump in and say hi, but I wanted to pop in here and just catch everybody up, because we have had a super crazy week with all of the sales and all of the messages and all of the contacts and all. I mean, we just had so much feedback from the little reindeer. And we had one lady find us that worked with a beaver location business, a beaver location group out of Utah, and she ordered one of the Beaver 2 trinket boxes that David makes, and she was just ecstatic that we were kind of showcasing the persistent skill of these little beaver. They do make quite pretty stuff when they chew. I think it's adorable. She was just ecstatic that we were kind of showcasing that and doing something with it instead of, just kind of not thinking and not being creative. And she was like, I love this so much. And we got really tickled with her. And we've talked to her a couple times. And so she purchased a trinket box. I can't remember what else. It's already been packaged and I've slept since then. And but we were really thankful to have met her because she has she lives in the world that we kind of live in. And so it was nice to meet somebody else that also understands that these are beautiful animals and, great when the numbers are kept down, but when the numbers get too big for the area, they're very dangerous to the land. And so she actually works with trappers that trap and relocate wherever the state wildlife resource agency says they need to be relocated to. Hi, China. Hi, Denise. And David, be here in a minute if he gets done. He's skinning. I think I hear the door. Yeah, I hear the door. And so she was like, it's so great that y'all are educating people and letting them know that, when numbers get out of control, these guys are very detrimental to the land. And that's why, she's like, that's why I work in this realm too. So it was really fun to meet somebody that also had that perspective. It was fun. She's been a hoot. We've chatted with her. Me and David both have off and on. And she's just really, she's been a nice little break in all the monotony this week, and she's just been really fun to learn from. Oh, I forgot to put my mom ornament on the tree. I've got to put my mom ornament on the tree. I have got about 20 of the gnome ornaments hanging on the tree here. There are a few listed on Etsy, and then most of them David's going to take to the local sale. Most of the remaining reindeer that I make will have to go to the local sale. If they don't sell the local sale, then David will offer those after the 4th of December. So if you absolutely want one, or you might be able to get one then. I only have a few that I absolutely know I have antlers coming in for. If she says, yes, we have 8 more that we can dig up for you, then I may offer 2 or 3 more for sale online. But then most of them will have to go to the vendor sale. So it just depends on if she says she can make that last order that I requested happen or not. It's amazing how strange it is to not be able to just order something that seems like a like a normal craft order. It's just strange that people say, oh no, we can't get those. The factories are not working, and they're not working on, they're not focusing on the Christmas products. They're not focusing on certain things, or they have half the staff. He will be taking Mark's cutting boards, and we've been trying to kind of stir some interest on those too, so that people know that there'll be a lot of handmade stuff there. So they're actually going to be front and center, prominently displayed, and so we're trying to kind of create a little bit of a stir about all of the things. He's washing his hands. All of the things that we will have there that are going to be handmade by local artisans. So it's a 2-day event. It costs quite a bit to set up and have an indoor spot, but they're supposed to have like 15,000 or more people shopping that weekend. So, High Funny Farm, we're hoping that we have a good number of sales that week. So we're hoping everything moves that week. David is washing his hands. We'll see if he can squeeze in here for just a second. I'll scoot over in preparation.
Yeah.
Move, Oscar. He's got to be right in the middle of everything. You just have to be careful with all my. I've got packaged boxes and everything. Just
fall apart.
Well, I haven't put that bottom because I want to recover. I haven't put that bottom back in. Now you get to sit down. How's it feel? Finally. Are you tired?
Why you ask that?
I know he's tired. So he was up. He had to go at midnight to go meet the people that did the meat hunt last night to pick up whatever they wanted to donate to him. And so it was icy and snowy and windy and nasty. We had to salt our porches last night, so he went right off of them. It was nasty here last night. And so you got home. You got in bed about what?
15.
Yeah, about 1 o'clock.
Somewhere there.
And I've not been sleeping well because this cold weather made my knees swell at night and hurt. So I've not been resting well. So I finally got to sleep about 4:30. And then I slept late and have dozed off and on between people knocking on the door to pick up stuff today and all the messages I've had. So it has been a busy, busy weekend. I did not know I was going to start a reindeer gnome event, but apparently I did. So, and I know that everybody thinks they're cute and everybody wants one, but I have, because the antlers are not being made and I'm not crafty enough to put something else there that looks as good or carve them myself, I'm having to work with the limitations that the products are setting before me. So I'm just trying to do the best I can with what I have. And hopefully, if you do like them, I'm going to try to switch after Christmas to the regular antlers. They're just like whitetail antlers, which also are not being manufactured as much. But I'm going to try to switch to just the whitetail looking antlers so that they're just normal deer and they don't have the big reindeer. So they're just normal deer. So if you just want a normal deer, or if you want one of the coyotes, the little coyotes, or the little raccoon things I'm going to try to make, keep watching. And as soon as I make them, I will do a community post and let you all know. But I'm here to tell you, they go quick. And because they will have tails attached to them, like the coyote and the raccoons I'm thinking about making, because they will have the tails attached to them, they will cost a little bit more, because normally we use the leftovers of the pelt and sell the tail separately, and we recoup funds on multiple parts of the hide. But because we will be putting the tails on these, and it'll have to have additional price because the tail is attached. It's just the way fur goes, and that's normally the tail is where we make dedicated money from. And so to take an option to create a new product, we don't know if it's sell or not, but it has to have the price tag to where we can justify doing this. I've had many people say, oh my gosh, you need to sell these for so much more. And yeah, probably do. And as I become a little bit better at this, they might go up a little bit if I keep using the noses that I'm using and the nicer eyes. Then they may go up a little bit, because right now I've got the lot of noses and eyes that I got those on sale from a lady that had overstocked. So what normally costs $4 to $7 a bag, I got for like 25 to 50 cents a bag. So I'm able to share those savings with you guys. Now, if I continue using the little teddy bear and doll noses and animal noses and eyes, and I have to go back and then I'll have to reflect that in the cost. And of course, as I hone my skill and they get prettier, they might get. But I'm never going to make them super giant expensive, because we want people to be able to buy our stuff and enjoy our stuff. And I don't like it when somebody offers something on Etsy and you can tell that they think you're an Ayrshire and that you need to be milked. I don't enjoy that, so I don't want to do that to anyone else. I dropped it out of that bag when I was putting stuff up.
I was trying to figure out what it was.
That is weasel, because it was written on the other part.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. I dropped a piece of a hide out of where I've been piecing gnome beard, so I was wondering what it was. So that's what we're trying to do, trying to keep stuff to a affordable rate for you all, but we also know that shipping is quite a chunk of a cost, and while we can't help that, we still want to give you something at a price to where even when you pay shipping, you can still justify paying that for the item. So we're trying to be as consistent with our pricing as possible, and if we wouldn't want to pay for it, we don't expect you guys to want to pay for it. So we kind of look at it from our price point as well. So we're not going to get too ritzy on y'all. It's just not going to happen.
Hey.
He just now saw that, Gypsy.
Yeah.
So it's been a slow internet day, I think, because of all the drama that was on the internet last week. It's been a super slow internet day. I've noticed that. The weekend's been kind of slow because last week was just massive with all of the drama, the talks, the AWP crap and all that stuff. So I think everybody's taking a break from the internet this weekend, which is not a bad thing. I'm feeling better. My color's getting better. I'm eating more and I'm doing better. So I will be doing the Christmas tree, the rag quilt Christmas tree with you all the beginning of next week. Cindy, right now, for us, because we keep our prices pretty low and consistent, we've not seen a change in the buying practices. So we're still doing normal compared to everybody else. We have taken a chance on some higher ticket items, like we've got a coyote fur jacket in our Etsy, or in his Etsy shop. No, that's coyote.
It said fox on the paper.
Oh, it's fox. Sorry, my brain's twisting up. And then we've got we bid on a lot of stuff that had a purse in it, and I don't think anybody else noticed it the way it was packaged. The way it was, they didn't notice it. I didn't notice it either, because I don't. My pocketbooks are the $3 pocketbooks from the thrift store. So I didn't notice it either. We got home and I did research, and it was a Wild Goose cowhide pocketbook, and the used ones go for like 160 to 220. I was amazed. I mean, it's beautiful. I knew it was beautiful. That's why I thought it was worth buying. I just didn't know it was that. So we've come across some very nice things that we've looked into lately, and so that is, there will be some higher priced items in our store, but then there will, other stuff will be consistent. Oh, Denise. Well, and if you all have time to listen to anybody, I would go to Allegedly Innocent. Her last few lives that she's done, she's talked about from a psychologist perspective, because that's what she does. The AWP Jared Lysick and Bullhorn Betty Quentin crud that's been going on. So she's had some very enlightening perspectives about the behavior that you're seeing on YouTube from YouTube creators. So if anybody would like to understand that from a psychological standpoint, Allegedly Innocent's got some great lives that she's done lately. I haven't listened to the one this morning yet, but her last couple have been spot on. I've been like, heck yes. Like, I've been in the amen corner for every one of them. She's nailed it.
It's going.
In the club is in here. So we've just had one of those weird weeks, and I've had to.
Busy week.
It's been busy, and I've had to try to start eating, and then as my stomach has been grumpy, I've had to stop it, and it's just been a yo-yo for me, but I'm doing better now. It's Denise, I listen to her lives when she just gets on and talks, and those I think are the best ones, because she doesn't format them, she just lets it go. She's good. But I'm eating better now, getting my strength back, doing more. I still have to rest quite a bit, but I'm feeling a lot better. So this week I've had a lot of times where I wanted to get up and do something, but I've had to put my energy in the crafts to get him ready for the shows, or in trying to keep my house together, which is getting to be a task. And then I'd have to rest and let my immune system and body bounce back. So I've not had as much time and energy for the internet the last week as I wanted to, but I've still accomplished quite a bit.
We've got quite a bit of video to download if we ever get a chance.
He's been videoing on his little sport cam when he goes out, so I've got a lot to download and edit for him.
Back in, he's still in the vehicle.
And so he will have some content coming as soon as I feel like sitting down and getting it squared away. Yeah, I've just had to rest a lot.
There's probably an hour or more of it, so you've got a long time.
Yeah, and I've had to rest a lot, and when I've had energy, I've had to focus on do the dishes, make a meal, do some laundry, pick this up, or do a craft to get him prepped for December. And then there's just been times I've had to say I've got to stop and rest. My body's not jiving. And so I've been very careful this week, but I am finally doing better. And so that is a big plus for me, because this was an over 2-week ordeal with my pancreas, and 10 days of it was really rough. So I'm doing a lot better. I'm super swollen. I'm super swollen, but I had still lost 4 more pounds. So I've lost around 22 pounds in the last 3 months. David is working on a deer hide, the deer that Lane got during archery season. David is tanning that deer hide, and he says it's turning out wonderfully. It's going to be beautiful. So he's really excited about that. And for the ladies that are wanting the raccoon baculum earrings, that's the nicest way to say that.
She can work on those this coming week.
Yeah, he's been getting.
They're about ready.
He's been getting all those as he's getting the meat hunt donations. Cats. And he's been prepping those and getting those boiled down and sanitized. And so I will be able to have a jewelry making day, hopefully midweek or toward the end of the week, which I've not had a jewelry making day in 3 months. So I'm going to be making a lot of jewelry and trying to get my jewelry.
You plan on taking it local to the stores or want it?
I've got a few pair that I'm going to dedicate to the little boutique that wants to put work in it.
If you got somebody wants some.
But if you absolutely want a pair of those, and I'll post pictures of those, they're about that long, the raccoon baculum, ladies, we all know what those
some
are.
Of them,
they will be wire wrapped.
That big, but some of them's gonna be small.
Yeah, I try to match them as best I can.
They should be about 6 or 7 pair.
Okay, so I'll try to put pictures up, and if there's someone wants to grab them really quick, you can grab them. Otherwise, if I don't get a lot of interest online, the boutique wants them. And then I'm going to try to give him just a couple pair to take on the day that he goes for December. But most of those are going to go to this little boutique because it is that's kind of her thing. And that's why she wants them. But I've not had a jewelry making day or a dream catcher making day in a while.
No, you're getting through the gnomes.
Because I've been birthing gnomes. And I've lost count.
You got a bunch made. But you sold quite a few too.
I've sold several, and I still have like 30 something in this house.
Okay.
Mr. McGibbons.
Quit climbing the wall.
Mr. McGibbons.
He's climbing the wall.
Sabrina watches this. Are you sure you want him? Because if he learns how to open a door, you're never going to have a quiet day. And he's really close to learning how to open a door. Do you hear him?
I hope it's him.
Do y'all hear that on the door? I hope it's here. If it's not, it's...
He jumped off then.
Oh, that cat.
Okay. You want a pair.
Oh, you want a pair? Oh, yeah, I know Gypsy's wanting a pair. I had already kind of put that one back in my... Because I knew you had wanted some of the next ones I got.
Okay. I didn't know. I just seen that. So.
Yeah, she asked me about that back when she was at True West. So, yeah, I'll do... I'll give you first dibs. I'll send pictures to you first, and then we'll do the community, and then the rest will be farmed out between the boutique and that local sale. We've got a smidge of everything on Etsy, but the majority of the gnomes they're just being scooped up local, so y'all are just not getting them. I do have quite a few just the regular fabric hat and beaver chewed hat gnomes still here. So if you want them, normally you can get 2 big ones or 4 small ones in a box, and the shipping is around $13-15.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Once you get over that, then the shipping goes up a little bit as the poundage goes up. But that's kind of a good estimation. So that's why we're trying to keep our prices in a good spot. Denise, it snowed nice here last night, and David had to salt both porches so he wouldn't slide off of them.
Freezing rain after midnight tomorrow night. So,
y'all, ice storms around here are what really irritate us because we're on the crag of the plateau, and so we have no protection from anything. So if it snows or if it ices, when it gets here, it gets high enough it all dumps on us. And so whichever one we get, we normally get storms when we get them. And it's been about 6 years since our last big ice storm. 6, 7.
February 15 was the last one.
6, 7, yeah.
I
was on my state cell phone with my manager who was subbing for me in a Knoxville prison, prosecuting a parole revocation as I was, and they had to do it where he could be in the visitor's box because he couldn't take his phone in the jail. So they had to set up where they could record the hearing, and he had to be in the visitor's box and do it through the glass. So he could be on the phone with me so I could prosecute and tell him how to do it. And he just basically repeated me. And because I couldn't get out of my driveway, let alone get anywhere else, we were in a national disaster state of emergency. And it was about a week before anybody really was moving again. Thank God, I call my bonus dad, who passed away a couple years ago. He was still with us, and he went on his tractor around checking on everybody. Of course, David's always has a 4-wheel drive, so he could kind of crawl anywhere he needed to go. But there were people that were freezing and starving because they weren't prepared. And we just put everybody in the wood stove room and put the kids on mattresses on the floor around the stove. And we played games and read books and kept the fire rolling and made a redneck refrigerator out of Tupperware and snow outside and cooked on the stove. And, we just kind of, and I remember those days. So we always have these storms every few years. And so I just grew up knowing how to handle them. But I was sitting there on my bed, and I had legit underwear and toboggans on my head trying to stay warm. And I was on my state phone that David had charged in his truck trying to prosecute a parole revocation hearing through my manager, who was in the visitor bay at a major prison, who was prosecuting the parole warrant for me because I couldn't get anywhere. And the president had wanted to come and look at everything, but they even had to fly him in because you couldn't get in. The roads were so bad. So I'm hoping that we don't have one of those winters, but the way that my body started out for the fall and winter, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a doozy.
Hope not.
I think it's going to be a bad one. The way my body has been acting and prepping, and the hides and under fur and fat layers on some of the animals just tell me, oh, we're in for it. So
They're pretty thick.
they're really thick. He sits down and he starts yawning. I can't help it, guys.
I got in where it was. Well, I had too warm earlier. I thought I was going to start shucking clothes.
He got too warm in his shop. He had a fire going, got too warm. And then he come in and said it was cold in here, and I said no. And then he realized how hot it was in his house, or in his shop. It basically is his house. Let's not lie. It's his house.
Okay. Just put me in bed out there, and I'll move out there.
Well, you're not far from it anyway.
Jeez.
I'm playing packaging Jenga. Okay, so I am going to be putting one more beaver jaw keychain on the Etsy shop because I hid it from myself and I found it. Hey, this is mine that I made. It's for Queen fans. It's so if anybody is like a super Mondo Queen fan, please let me know because I did an acrylic mustache with a little crown and a Q and some wood beads. And I just thought it was cute because I'm a huge Queen fan and I made that. That was just me trying to use, I was trying to use the rest of the resin.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, you're her
buddy.
swap mate, yeah.
I know. She's in for
You gonna drive in it? Well, I used to drive in it a lot, but I wouldn't do it now. But I used to have a Mitsubishi Montero four-wheel drive that would go anywhere. And so I worked at the hospital in transcription. I had to get there, so I would just climb out and crawl to work. But I don't do that anymore. But I also, when I traveled, I would have to travel 2 hours and sometimes do like a 5-hour circle in my work. And when there's so much ice and it's a natural disaster state of emergency and people are starving and freezing, you just don't get out and run the roads because it's just not. That's why I had to stay home almost 6 days. I was home 6 days.
Yeah, something like that.
It was bad. And then they were mad at me, and the governor was like, you're not gonna be allowed to request over so much of your vacation time, even though it was an emergency. You should have been at work. And I responded and said, you're the one that said it was a state of emergency. I said, yet you're telling me I should have been at work. I said, you need to get your priorities straight. Now, I had a closer relationship with the governor's office because I did clemencies. I worked in the clemency department and had to deal with them a lot. So I had a mouth on me. But I thought that was horrible. He was like, I can only let you claim so much, even though it was bad weather. You should have been at work. And I was like, you came to my area and said, oh, my God, the trees and the power lines were over miles and miles and miles of road. It took him how long to clear them?
A few days.
I mean, and I was like, you idiot. And that's pretty much what I said. So we've got, I'm going to put up one of the bigger deer antler on Etsy, and this one, I may do them in a lot. I don't know. I hid them from myself, and I found them.
Where'd you find them at?
I found them in my craft room when I was going through boxes and emptying stuff out. I put them in a little box to remember to post them, and I had not posted them.
Oh, I thought you'd been back yonder in the other stash.
No, okay. Although I have cleaned it and started stacking and prepping for packing. See, I'm prepared. Everybody keep commenting. So we are going to do a giveaway. It's going to be a one that between shipping and everything's going to be around a $22, $23 giveaway. And it is something I made.
Jeez. And
it's something that almost everyone can use.
Pretty much.
If they're like 15, 16 and above, almost everyone can use. So keep talking. And get that little fox out right there so I can show them. He's right there behind me.
Who's that?
Right here, right beside you there. And I'll show him. Now, this one is Kim's.
I don't know which weirdo.
It's the fox one. It's got the fox on it right there. The big one with the big eyes that's already sold.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm trying to figure out.
You need it, whatever it is.
I was trying to figure out where it's hit.
So this guy's already sold, but I want to show you how cute this turned out. He's waiting on his antlers to come in so I can finish him. David, what's your favorite color?
Don't matter.
Well, Gypsy wants to know. You need to pick a favorite color.
Pink. No, I'm just kidding. Blue will be fine.
He is a blue. Yeah, he's a blue guy.
Blue or red. Heck, if it's pink, out.
His birthstone's garnet, so I think that's why. Okay, this guy I did out of fox. And so he's waiting on his antlers. But wouldn't it be cute if I had a fox tail and he could have just been a fox? That's where I got the idea. But he's waiting on his antlers. He's already sold, so don't anybody try to claim him. He's already sold. He's got the red, the cream, and the orange, and the gray. He's all the colors. And people that get these they're going to have to fix their hair and stuff. Your animal will have bad hair days. You'll have to fix it. You're covering my... But he's already sold. But look at how cute he turned out. I love his big old eyes. He's adorable. So he's already sold, but he was cute. Now Kim wanted... I had done some of the big beards with the wolf that the guy had sent us from up north. And Kim loved that. Let me see if I can grab it here.
I've got enough out there to do another.
And so I didn't have...
It's got black.
I didn't have a bunch of wolf left, but I had a bunch of pieces. And I said, well, since you helped me, I said, you want me to see if I can piece all of these pieces together, make something? I said, I'm not sure it'll be pretty. And she said, that's fine. And I gave her a reduced price for coming out and helping me the other night. And I made her a couple other little things. But so she decided her heart was set on wolf. So I pieced all the remaining wolf together. And this guy's got 7 different pieces of fur on him from different parts of the body. So he's not cute. He's having a bad hair day. Is he not cute? He needs to be blow dried and fluffed. He's waiting for his antlers too. But isn't he cute? His little nose like that. He is adorable. He's beautiful. He could be cousin It. When you sit him down, his hair kind of flows out around him. It's so pretty. And it kind of lays and does like that on the ground. It's so pretty. So this is Kim's. And she's already bought and paid for him. And he's just waiting on his antlers to put in his part. And then he'll be a big fluffy reindeer. He'll look like a caribou, really.
Yep. Yeah,
he is so cute. I really enjoyed all these big fluffy. And the gnomes that have these beards, you can tell because they're big fluffy. It's a cream, gray, and white wolf. Pretty, very pretty. So a lot of the gnomes that you see with the big beards, that's what it is. So if you want a wolf beard gnome, now you know which one's a wolf. You can go find it. You can pick them out. I've got 2 really big gnomes made out of this, and they're really pretty. Oh, I tipped him over. I killed him.
Kill Bob.
I'm about to kill Bob too. Bob's a leaning. I knocked him over. I'll fix him in a minute. So we have, that's what all this week has been about gnomes. If y'all know it, Sabrina's worried that the gnome army is going to kill me and bury me somewhere and then they're going to find me. But they've not, it's like AI. You wonder if they're going to come to life and take over, but they've not yet. Poor Bob. Bob is going to be going to live with Sabrina.
Yeah, he looks like a dog.
Bob is, yeah, he does. That's why I got these ideas. I thought, man, if I had these tails, I could make just the whole little animals. Light bulb, why not? And honestly, I think people like them because they look like a Furby. And everybody loves a Furby. I mean, who doesn't like Furbies? They're adorable. So that's where I got the idea. Yeah, I've just been a gnome making fool. I have been doing some painting and doing some other stuff to get my stages ready for other stuff. I've gotten in enough fabric to do one of the rag cut Christmas trees, and I've got more fabric on the way because I've been using a lot of my fabric for gnome hats. So I got me a little bit more. And so we're going to be doing one of the first rag cut Christmas trees this week. Probably maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. And I've been painting. I've been doing stages and I've been doing distressed painting. And it's taken me a while to get. It takes me 4 to 5 layers, but I finally got it to where I liked it. So I've gotten some stuff done, and I've gotten more accomplished than I thought. I'm trying to think, was there anything else I'm supposed to put in this box?
No.
My brain. This is my box of a giveaway winner that I'm kind of doing a mystery box for. Okay, so let's.
What are we doing?
We're fixing to have to count. I think we've got enough to get to the number. Did you? Cindy, I'm going to make some coyotes and hopefully at least 1 or 2 raccoons that are going to be the little animals with their tails and the pelts, and that's what it's going to be. So I'm
Definitely.
excited to do that. Now, the raccoon, I may have to on the face do some painting to make his little mask. But that's okay. I can do it. It's okay. I can do it. I'm trying to read these. Oh, your twins are season Friday. Well, Denise, keep putting comments in there so you can have more options to win. Did you hear a vehicle? Okay. I'm waiting on. I had a little girl that I had helped a little bit this year, and she's baking bread, and she wanted to bring me a loaf of bread she made, and I thought that was so sweet because I didn't want anything back. I was just trying to help her earlier this year, and she said she wanted to repay me and bake me some bread, and I was like, well, sweetie. So she's supposed to be dropping by at some point. Gypsy, I'm perking up, so we definitely can probably get one of the books. And I'm so glad it turned color because finally most of the ladybugs are off the ceiling. We got swarmed with ladybugs in that last warm spell. It's horrible. My house looks like a craft explosion, but that's okay. It's just going to be what it is until after the first year. I just acknowledge that. So, okay, I've got my number. I'm going to start counting here in just a minute. I already generated one before I sat down. I
was
estimated.
just checking on stuff.
Okay. So let's see where this puppy goes. All right, we'll stop with the last comment that was Denise. The last comment is Gypsy saying, mine always is wrecked. My house is always wrecked too. That's where mine stays. Let me go back here and start counting. That's why I look crazy and confused when I'm counting. Hillbilly, if you're still in here, keep posting. Oh, hang on, I gotta go back. Denise, you had the number, and it was actually it was in the 20s. I didn't think we would get there. We've gotten way beyond there. So Denise, you actually had the number, and so when my mods post, I count every other moderator post. And so if they're doing just a regular moderator post, I count every other, and then I count every post where they're just conversation like everybody else. So if anybody's ever wondering if it's unfair between my mods who post a lot, that's how I tried to even the deck with my other people that are just here to talk. So when my mods do a moderator post, I only count every other one, but I count every post where they're just talking about normal subject matter. And because my mods are very active, so that's like the best way that I can balance that. And so Denise, you got that one, and you had the comment on either side of it too, but it was the one where you had said, I know I lost it now. I might have to go back. Oh, your phone's going crazy.
Nothing important.
It's one where we was talking about allegedly innocent. You were responding to that. So Denise, you I didn't even show you what you won, and it was odd enough. It may be kismet or something, because what I decided was to give away my Cody vertebrae leather. And this is good because you can actually get a hold on it. It's like a lanyard. It's got a little bit of weight to it, so you're not going to lose it. You can stick it, in a pocketbook or a purse, and doesn't take up much room. The vertebrae itself it's got a hole through the back, so it's in there. It's got the leather through it, and then on the back it's got a little hole where that little spot, and I filed that down so it's not sharp. And it's got 2 Chicago screws. Chicago screws are not cheap, y'all. Oh my gosh. And they are the floral Southwestern Chicago screws. And if anybody wants to know what I have on my nails, it is called Loch Ness Monster from Color Street. And I got them from Christy Kirby, Christy's VIP Nails on Instagram and Facebook.
I thought it was something else.
I'm Vanna. They're very pretty. They're black with all the different colors, like iridescent with all the different colors glitter in them. I've already kind of chipped the ends where I'm my nails are crappy where I've been crafting, but they're very pretty. So Christie's VIP Nails. Kristie. Christie's VIP Nails. See? I'm a spokesperson. Not sponsored, but I wish it was because these suckers are, they're expensive, but they last 2 or 3 weeks, so I don't mind putting them on. So. Oh, good. Well, good. Well, I hope that Mason enjoys this. So this is, and I've had lots of people want this sucker, and they start by looking at it, and then they get pulled to the table looking at something else, and it's so funny. And I thought, I'm going to give that away because I think I made that during a live one night, and Lane almost swapped it from me a couple times, but he keeps a lanyard in his pocket most of the time. But I thought this was very pretty. It's cut in diagonals at the bottom. And it's a very soft, it's split grains, but it's a very soft leather. So it's tough, but it's not like that plasticky harsh leather. It's very soft and supple. So yeah, I thought I made it during live. And I love this thing. Like I'll never be able to recreate it because that one, it just went together way too easily, but I love this thing. This is right up my alley. And if I didn't already have a wad of keys, I'd put it on mine. But if I did, I would. My keychain is, I literally have like 2 keys and a wad of keys, a wad of keychains. So I have way too much to pack around. So if anyone is interested in the Wild Goose Cowhide Pocketbook, and it's kind of a brown, gray, butterscotchy white, it's beautiful. I'm going to be setting it up and unwrapping it because it's been protectively wrapped. I'm going to be unwrapping it, setting it up, and trying to do pictures of it tomorrow to get it posted on Etsy. The jacket is on Etsy, already listed. And it is a Echo Red or Eco Red. I don't know how to say it.
Eco Fox. Something.
It's Eco Red. It's not Fox. Eco Red.
Eco Red Fox is what it says.
Okay. Well, that's the brand it is. Fox. I researched it, and they're a little expensive too, but this one is kind of a vintagey one. So we tried to be fair, but we didn't want to give it away because it was quite the find. He always eats and drinks when I get on.
I know.
Oscar, I don't know if it's just like he thinks he has to be in here and be part of this, or I don't know, but he always eats and drinks when I get on live. So, and we've got a few coyote hides. There was a lady on here the other day that was interested in an otter hide. I double checked. We don't have one listed on Etsy, but we do have 2. And I don't want to put him back on Etsy because he's going to be taking them with him. So, but we do have 2, and if she wants one, all she needs to do is to comment below this video or email me and at watersworthload@gmail.com. Or she can message David at Hillbilly Furs on Facebook. So we do have 2 otter available and open for sale. I think one is tube skinned and one is cased.
Both of them's cased.
Oh, both of them's cased, so they're like little bitty rugs. So those are both available. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that's all I needed to make sure about. I don't know if there's anything else. I got Fang stuff mailed, and it should have been received. But like I said, it's been a weird internet week, so I've not been able to touch base and make sure everything, it got there. I have tracking on it, but I've not touched base to make sure that, they were tickled with it or not. I'm sure Fang was. Fang is quite vocal, so if they weren't, they would have been on here talking about it. But Fang won the little reindeer giveaway, which honestly is kind of like you got a one of, because there's not very many people going to have these reindeers apparently due to the antler shortage that's going on. That's the funniest thing. So this week I'm going to try to kind of keep on the gnome path, but sprinkle in my Christmas tree, my rag cut Christmas tree with you all. And then I'm going to try to also finish. I got my presents for like family started, and I got my parents' present done the other day. I've got to finish David's parents' present. It's all handmade. It's basically a little wreath with a picture of Ellie Mae and a little canvas of Ellie Mae in it with greenery and pit berries around it. And then it's got a little wood round hanging from a twine bow that says Ellie Mae, and it's got a birthday. So I made those for the great-grandparents. And, I've been getting stuff done. It's just when I've used my energy for stuff I've needed to do, and before I've gone live because I've needed to complete so much stuff. But this week is gearing up to be a much better week because I am kind of getting back to my normal energy. So this will come in a bubble wrap, Denise, so that I don't spend $10,000 to ship it. I don't anticipate it having any problems getting there in the bubble bubble mailer because it is so tough and hardy. But if there's any issues when you receive it, please let me know. But I mean, it's bone and it's leather bound, and I don't think it's going to have any problems getting there. With the cushion from the bubble mailer. So, and if anybody is looking for keychains, we're going to go back and do the beaver jaw and the antler. I may put them in there in a lot. And then if just perchance I have a huge queen fan on this channel, this was what I've turned my extra acrylic into the last time one of my last big pours. And it's a mustache. It's just a little metal mustache and a crown with a Q and wood beads. And I just made a little like queen keychain, but like y'all, I've got way too many keychains on my keys. So if we have a huge queen fan in the building, yell at me, put a comment below, or email me, watersworklet@gmail.com. And I've got tons of queen fans that are my friends around the world, but I'm trying to share everything with my sub base right now. So next week, we're going to try to do another Christmas gift giveaway. So definitely come back next week. We're trying to get our numbers up, so amp up, tell everybody to prepare. We don't want to go back to Saturdays if we don't have to. But it seems like we normally get more numbers on Fridays and Saturdays. So either we'll have to go back to where I'm doing the giveaways on my streams, or we'll have to put our couples chat on a Saturday. And we really don't want to because sometimes he has to work Saturdays and Sundays, but Saturdays are more prominent. So we're trying to, I know I have pretty decent lives during the week and that my videos get a lot of views, but we're trying to make sure that we have more people present during the drawings so that we have more people possibly winning. So we may look to shuffle the giveaway to whether it's on one of my live streams or if we move our couples chat to a Saturday. We'll talk about it here in a couple weeks and we'll make that decision at the start of the new year. But we're having that discussion because I may have 20 to 30 people pop in and out sometimes and would have much rather like to have had 20, 30 people with the possibility of winning. And plus it makes them want to come back. So we may look at changing that to where I'm doing the giveaways during my live streams and the couples chat is just for the hardcore dedicated fans. And we may do a giveaway once a month for the hardcore dedicated fans of something a little bit more expensive just for the dedicated guys. So that's kind of what we're tossing around. If you have any feedback on that, please let us know. But that's about it. That's where we are. We're just buried in Christmas stuff, buried in fur, buried in gnomes, and trying to get everything ready for family, Christmas, and all that stuff. We're not going to have, we'll have the kids, Lane and Kaylee and Ellie here for Thanksgiving. But we don't think that our entire family is going to be able to get together until Christmas or maybe right after, depending on Haley and Joe's work schedules. So I'm not going to have a lot of like family responsibilities and cooking and stuff like that I have to do until right around the end of the year. So I don't think that I'm going to be busy. So I'm going to be streaming probably quite a bit. So we will try to keep everything rolling as my energy comes back. And when I do my jewelry day, y'all know that if I bobble or make something that I don't think is absolutely perfect, then I move it to the giveaway. So we may, depending on how well my hands function when I start wire wrapping, we may have extra giveaways between now and Christmas, depending on if my hands want to screw something up. And it won't be screwed, it just will be not perfect. But if I make things like that, I set them aside and do giveaways because y'all still really love them. So the end of the year is definitely going to be interesting because we've got so much going through David, the shop, and his vendor sales and stuff like that. So just hang with us, hang on, try to be here for every live because you never know when we may be giving something away. And definitely go to the Etsy shop, share the link, tell your family about the gnomes because they just keep multiplying. And I think we've got the best prices on like anything that's made authentically with natural fur. So share the link and tell them that we try to keep our prices low and we basically only charge you what we know we're going to be charged shipping. And lots of times we actually will cover a few bucks because we don't want to charge you more, because we kind of estimate the weight and know kind of where it's going to sit, but we don't want to accidentally charge you more. So we normally will actually cover a couple, $3 so that we don't go above. So we try to be really good to you when you purchase from us, and we try to not screw you over like some people do. So share links, tell people that it's good price, good shipping. And y'all, I don't want to have any of these gnomes left by Valentine's Day. I want them all gone by Valentine's Day.
That means you have to make more next year.
That's okay, but I want them all gone. I want them all gone, and I want to have like a couple months where I have no gnomes around me. I need that for sanity. Because it's like I'm surrounded by these little short people everywhere, and they're little hordes. And I feel like I'm living in Gulliver's Travels, because everywhere I look.
Found a space to move.
Well, and I'm currently trying to get more shelving put into my craft room, and I love them too. But when you see, like, when you regularly have 40 to 60 floating around your house, it's like, and constantly.
You got probably over what we got cut. You probably got over half of them done. There's over half of them done.
And Kim's helping. Like, Kim saved my hands a lot of work the other night. She came over and actually did the fabric and the scissors. That helped a lot.
Before December, but
oh no, I'll get them all made. I just want them all to disappear for a couple months at least.
For Valentine's Day. Okay.
Well, if we could actually get enough red fox, that's the
problem.
That's the hardest thing. You know, of course, we've got a pretty good population here, but they're sneaky, and then some of them don't have good hides. Some of them don't have good hides. I was talking about you earlier. You need to go back and listen to Mr. McGibbon's Attack the Front Door and make sure you want him.
I never have them done by Thanksgiving anyway.
No, if he were to start trapping now, he'd never have for Valentine's Day, not Thanksgiving.
I mean, sorry, Valentine's Day.
But that would be pushing it with everything else he's doing, everything else, and the trapping he's actually doing. He never could. Well, go back and listen to him attack the front door, because he's literally about 2 days from learning how to turn the doorknob, I'm afraid. Like, he's just going to let himself in. I'm going to have to deadbolt.
I don't think he was on that side. I think he was on the other side, climbed up by the window. Because he likes to look in. He
likes to look at the window, and then when you shut the window or you shut the curtain, he gets really grumpy because he can't look in. He likes to sit on the porch banister, look through the window and watch TV. Or look at you. And then when you close the curtains, he's like, what the crap? And where it's been cold and I've got a glass center door, I've hung a blanket over the inside of the door just to like insulate from because it's cold here. It's like 28
a while ago.
It was 28 a while ago. So it's getting down to like 22 at night. And so I put that over my front door, just kind of insulate from the cold. And if you cover that glass insert, those cats go crazy because they're like, wait, you're our fishbowl. We can't see you. And they get mad. So then they attack the door and they attack the window. And they're like, let us see what's going on in there. Sometimes I'm like, okay, they wonder if I'm okay. And then I'm like, no, they're just bored. So red heart on the butt. And okay, here's a funny, but I'm sure we won't be able to send you pictures to show how it ended up. So I made Kim, I had a piece of wood split the other day when I was working, and I put it back together and I said, do you want me to make this one for you? And she's like, yeah. And I said, oh, look, he had a little flat spot on the back because it looks like he's got a butt. And she goes, oh, I've got an idea. And so she showed me this little sticker. It's like a lifelike sticker, and it's like shaped like a heart, but it's actually a little butt. It's a little fake tattoo and everything on it. And she said, I'm going to order one of these. You make that for me. She ordered one the size to fit on that little spot on the back of that gnome. And so what I did was I made him a wraparound beard because I had an odd piece of fur. And in the back, I cut it to where it lays down, but it can be raised up. And you know how people always like to raise and look at things or flip stuff over and look at things? And that's why I put the smiley face on Clark Gable's Honey. And I leave little surprises like the plumber's butt crack and the tattoo. And, you know, I like to leave little surprises for people that do those things. Because I know what you're going to do. And I want to leave you a little surprise and be like, cut you. Well, she said literally every time she's had a gnome or one of my creations, everybody always looks at the butt. She's had a few of my sock gnomes. Everybody always looks at the butt. So I made this one where you can pull the fur up and look. She's putting that butt sticker under the fur. And she said, legit. And she said, when I have company over the holidays, she said, I'm going to sit here and try to record and catch when they do that. She said, because they're going to die. So I hope that I get to see that. I hope she does catch it because I want to see it because I'm sure her family will crack up at that. They're a great bunch of people. But she's going to put a butt sticker under his hair on the back on that little spot. It was a round little knot that had been shaved down and kind of worn. It looked just like a little butt. So she can put that butt sticker on a little bit. I'm just fingers crossed that she catches that on video when her family's there and that I get to see their reaction because that is hilarious. And I thought that's so funny. And she said, if I had had a little piece of ivy or a little leaf that I could have like snipped, I would have put a little leaf in the front. But I'd already glued it down. I hadn't been thinking. And she was like, oh, that would have been hilarious. So I like to leave little stuff like that. Kim's going to have like the best example of some of the things that I create to irritate people. She's loving every second of it and just knows this is going to be like a hit for the family because her family, one guy's a TBI guy and she's got a lot of law enforcement firefighters. So she's got people that have stressful jobs but love to laugh. And they really, they have some very interesting family days. And so I just want to see when they see that. I want it on video. So cross your fingers for me, people. But when we get together, we need supervision.
True.
But it was funny. And I hope it makes somebody's day. I hope they laugh their butt off when they look at the nose button. So, but I didn't know people made stickers and sold like that. I didn't know that. Like, you can get stickers for everything.
Don't point at me.
I was stretching my hair out. But
I don't need none.
But I said, Kim, how did you know about that? And she goes, my daughter told me because her daughter does graphic art. And so she creates some stuff and sells it online too. And her daughter had seen those, recreated some with her graphic skills. And Kim ordered one that was realistic, but it was cute. It had a little fake tattoo. It's going to be hilarious. It'll be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. So, okay, Denise, I'll be mailing this out Monday or Tuesday. And anyone else?
No, I probably will.
Yeah, I'll be packaging it. David will be mailing it.
Yeah.
Anyone else wants a beaver jaw or an antler? I'm going to put them on Etsy tonight. And everything else is got to wait till after the 3rd or 4th of December. So just hang on. We will get to this vendor sale and then the Etsy store will kaboom. And we will make it kaboom fast enough after the vendor sale that you can still get it in time for Christmas. So just hang on with us. If you see something that you want, we will. If they're leftovers, we will get them posted ASAP to Etsy after his vendor sale so that you all can get them for Christmas. We're working our butt off here. I am doing a mystery box for a very special person.
That's what I need.
And I'm going to get back to putting it full of everything. The naked Batman figure. Oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. They got Ellie a little onesie that had the fake tattoo sleeves. And it said, I just did 9 months on the inside. And they took a picture of her in it because they knew I would get that as grandma with tattoos and as retired parole officer. And I was like, that's pretty cute. Oddly enough, the people that have congratulated me or checked in to make sure that the baby was born okay and everything's good have been like people that I had on supervision that are now off supervision doing great. But they've been the biggest population to check on me and make sure that, hey, the grandbaby arrived okay, everything good. And it's not the people that have the official jobs in your area. It's not the people that are snooty and sit on the front row at church. It's the people that sit in the back row or barely darken the church house doors that will call and check on me. The people that don't have 2 nickels to call up a squirrel, but will call and see if you need one of those nickels, And I've been amazed at just how prominently the support has been shown by the people that society says are the unwanted, but those are the people that will check on you and care for you. And I'm like, well, society's got this one backwards. But that's been a little blessing in disguise. I've had a lot of people checking in, and it just spread like wildfire when I was expecting a grandbaby, and they've all checked in and been like, congratulations. My grandbaby's so lucky, and I can't share pictures because the kids don't want our picture on the internet. But it's been nice to have them check on me and to know that, it's a very caring population. The people that you reach that turn their lives around, they are good people. So don't discredit people that have been on supervision. When they get it right, they get it right. So, okay, I'm going to send David to Dairy Queen for ice cream.
No.
I haven't been able to eat a lot of sweets, and I really want something sweet right now.
You might not.
If y'all don't see him next Sunday, you know he said no.
Nope.
I made him casserole last night, and I think we're gonna finish that casserole, and then I'm gonna start some chicken stuff for tomorrow. And I'm just gonna take an easy evening, and we're gonna watch JJ Lawhorn's first 2 episodes of his Hunt Club that have been filmed. If you want to watch them, you can go to jjlawhorn.com and you can purchase a code for $10 to watch the episodes as they come out, or you can for $25 purchase the episodes of season 1 and have your name thrown in the pot for a drawing to win one of the spots to hunt with JJ next year. So we're going to watch JJ and whoever for the first 2 episodes hunt. You fix some turkey tomorrow. Ooh, you're too far away for me to drop in, but I totally would if I could. I would.
Okay.
I would totally, like, if I was closer, I'd be there. But if you need something to do or you want to support a really nice guy, go to jjlawhorn.com and browse through his shop. A lot of stuff sold out. And look at his music and look at his Hunt Club and see if you want to watch the episodes. It's just $10 for the entire first season. We're on episode 2, and you get the link every week as the episodes come out. David's going to break something.
I think it just did. I don't know what fell, pictures or something.
He's using my picture frames that I've been painting and putting up. So go and check into that.
Sorry,
and that's what we're going to do this evening. We're going to watch JJ Lawhorn's Hunt Club, 2 episodes of season 1, and hopefully eat ice cream.
Maybe.
Oscar's crying for something too. Do you want chicken strips? Can you say please? Say please. Speak. 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 Are you a deaf mute now? What happened? Speak. Speak. Say please. Say please. Speak. He's sitting up like a gopher, y'all. Say please. Say speak. 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 Are you bashful?
Yeah, he must be.
Well, he barked at the door forever the other night in one of my streams. And now he's not going to say things. So, Oscar will be getting a haircut next week, so he will look different. I will share that when he gets his haircut. He looks like a woolly mammoth right now. Y'all have a good night. Stay warm. Be careful if you live in a spot where it's getting slick right now, because the ice creeps up on you and you don't realize it until, boom, oh, this is the first slick spot of the year. That's been here the last 24 hours. So be careful. I've got to check on my little redhead Fred because he ought to be back from his family trip. Make sure everybody's good. And we will do a craft most likely tomorrow night. Prep your rag quilt Christmas tree supplies. I put it in the community post of everything that you need if you want to make this with me. And I will see you tomorrow night. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of the evening. Say bye, Dave.
Bye.
Man,
What? You said bye.
Man, a few words.
That's right.
Bye, guys. This has been taking so long to